to the Nikki Clarke Show. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time. And I'm your host, Nikki Clarke. So excited to be back again for another great interview, stories of upliftment and empowerment. And I love, meeting people from all parts of the globe. And today we have a very special guest all the way from London, England. She's here to talk about her story. So please, without further ado, welcome alternative soul singer-songwriter SAHRYA to the show. Welcome, SAHRYA.
Hi, pleased to meet you. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Tell me a little bit, SAHRYA, about your background leading up to what you're doing today.
Well, I've been singing for a long time, since I was a child, really. It really started from school days, I would say, primary school. I was very fortunate, I went to a very good primary school, and we were one of the schools that were fortunate to have a lot of musical instruments, and funding back in those days wasn't as much as an issue as it is now. And we had a lot of instruments and really good choir and stuff, and so my musical interest started from there, and I was in choirs at school, also from church. I grew up in church, down there in Lucian Bible Way Tabernacle. Bishop L.E. White, rest in peace, may I say. And I sang on church choirs. And so really from like the age of like 8 up into my teens, I was singing on choirs and stuff. Then a couple of my friends, we were both all on the choir as well, but we kind of branched out and we started to do like gigs, locally. We had a little group, and I thought we were called Dynamite, yeah, but I was told this week, no, Andrea, we were called Taxi. So, I'm not sure what we were called, but I believe it was Dynamite. And we sang at, local community centres, local festivals, stuff like that. And I always used to write. I wrote quite a few of the songs that we performed, and at the time, and so from there, there were at that time in the 80s, there were a lot of artists that used to come over from Jamaica and so forth. A lot of them came to London, and so there were people like Mike General. He was a reggae singer. Different singers that used to come over, and there was this little studio in this area called New Cross, and we used to go and jam at the studio, and then practice aside from that to like Roberta Flack, Betty Wright, Andre Crouch, even, the whole gospel thing was going on there as well. So really that's where it started from for me. I also then, I took some time out because I then had my first son, Ryan, and, it was family. It was like, get my head in the books, need to get a career, have to be able to support the children. So did that, ended up with two degrees, lived in Barbados for a while, for a long while, for nearly about 20 years I lived in Barbados. And it was towards the end of my time in Barbados, life happens, and just one night, and I do truly believe, I think I should say, I'm quite a spiritual person. I'm quite deep, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm religious. I would say I'm spiritual, okay. And I was going through some stuff. Life happens, and this night, what I'm trying to say to you is, I don't believe I wrote this song. I believe God wrote the song, okay. And that was my first song, called "Looking for Diamonds," because I literally knocked that song out in like 2 hours, and the song was finished. And then, as it would happen, a friend of mine who was an established artist, a friend of mine at the time, and she said to me, just come down the studio, just come and hang out, get out of the house and, bring some of your stuff and let's see, let's just, even if you just sort of sit there. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. So did that. And then we started to just jam. And then the next week I was so like, it kind of wet my feet again, you know, and or wet my palate, whatever you want to call it. And that song that I wrote, I literally went away that week and wrote that song, yeah, brought it back and said, look, I wrote a song. Should we just, you know, see what it sounds like? And then that's where Looking for Diamonds, my debut single, was born. And they were like, this is excellent. And then there was people had input in the arrangement, helping me with the arrangement with it. Then really great guy, Corey Jordan, he just built the instrumental around the jam, you know, it was amazing. And it was in another friend's studio that we did it. So it was a lot of family, it was love, you know, a lot of love. It was very relaxed. And so we were able to be creative and feel comfortable. And yeah, Looking for Diamonds was born. And then that was promoted a little bit in Barbados, but then I returned to the UK and was able to do gigs and in London, as well as my brother is a established musician and singer, as is my eldest son, and producer, and their life is music, and they live in Spain. So I was able to do some gigs in Spain and promote that track in Spain and some other bits. I was fortunate to do backing vocals for Otis Redding third. Yes, the Otis Redding, his son. I was so like, you know, and did some backing vocals for them. Also, I've done some backing vocals with Imagination. I don't know if you remember a group in the 80s called Imagination. They were quite big. Did backing vocals for them and other gigs. And then I've done pubs and clubs, and I've done nice places and nice venues where you dress up and look pretty and, you know, talk correctly. And then I've done like, yeah, let's go and find this nice misty looking pub or underground club. So it's been a journey for me. Relocating back to London, there was a lot to do, and, you know, obviously life still goes on, and you still have to pay the bills, and all musicians are broke. I don't care what musician tells me that they're not broke. They are a liar. Unless they have a contract or they've got just fortunate to be born that way, all musicians are broke. Because we love what we do, and you're going to do it. But if it's your love, you're still going to continue doing it, whether you have money or not. You're just going to do it. So that's kind of my background and the lead up to where we are now. Did another song. My second song was what's it called? It's My Time, and that I didn't pen that song. That was penned by Leighton and Cook, but they sent me a load of tracks, and I kind of pulled that one. I thought, oh, I can do something with this. And so while it was their lyrics, I was very, very heavily involved in the arrangement of that, and just kind of put the little SAHRYA touch on it. And that was my second single. And then this song, We're Now at Midnight Alone, which is the one I'm really promoting at the moment. And that song is, I would call it like an adaptation somewhat, yeah? Because it was, the original song was written by somebody called Christopher Smith. And he's in Jamaica, he's a Jamaican. His stage name is IJ Chris, I believe. And, you know, he wrote the song, and the song was really from a male perspective. You know, he's home and he's home alone, and why is this happening to him, and, you know, and all this sort of stuff. And I sort of listened to the song because the bones of the song, I said, oh my God, you know, I love this. And so I work very closely with somebody called Chris Hills from Coffee and Cream, who's really like my mentor, I don't know what to call him. He's like my everything. I call him Father Chris. That's what I call him. He kind of does everything for me. He's just there for me. And I call him Father Chris. And the song belonged to Chris in terms of instrumental and so forth. And he said to me, look, I want you to, he sent me the song, and he was like, well, you know, have a look at it, see what you can do. So I was going to just like cover it, you know, but just put my touch on it. And he said, no, you're not going to do a cover. You're going to rewrite the song, Andrea. You know, I'm quite proud of myself with my writing with that one because the way that we had the song, the instrumental, the backing vocals were in the mix permanently. So I could not move the backing vocals. So I had to write around backing vocals that were ingrained in the mix and make it make sense, although I'm rewriting the song. And so that was a challenge for me, but I got it done, and we have Midnight Alone, because it was called Midnight Cry before, but now we have Midnight Alone, and I really like the song. I know it's my song, and I probably, you know, of course I'm going to like it.
You know what I find story just like so fascinating.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm very, how would I put it? I'm fascinated myself, actually. So, because I mean, when I was writing and doing my thing, it really, for me, it wasn't about, oh, I'm going to do these songs because I want to make money out of this music. It's just because I've always sang and I've always written poems, even just, I've got loads of stuff that is just in poetry form even. I've got other songs that are kind of halfway there. And then I've got other songs that are just like write words. And, you know, for me, I've always written, it's something that I love to do. And it's just really awesome that it's other people like what I do and believe in me enough to support me to get it out as far reaching as the Nikki Clarke Show even, you know? So yeah, I find it fascinating as well.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. SAHRYA, you know, I want to know, your name is unique. How did you come up with that name? Like, did it originate? I'd love to know.
Where did the name come from, SAHRYA? Well, that is a culmination of my two sons' names. My last son, I have two sons, and my second son, his middle name is SAHRYA. So Sa is part of SAHRYA, and the Raya is my first son's name is Ryan. Yeah, so that's where the first three letters of his name. So there we have SAHRYA, you know, because, you know, it's good vibes, bring my kids into it, and, you know. Yeah.
So, what's next for you? Any projects, any singles coming out? What can we expect?
I'm sorry, could you just repeat that?
Sure. Just say, what's next? Any singles come out? Any performances?
Well, upcoming performances, we're literally booking now. Where, you know, I've now sort of, because of lockdown, there have been no performances, you know. And I mean, I did with my choir, I did some stuff over Christmas, but it was all virtual. But in terms of live performance, haven't done anything since last year, January. Yeah. To be honest with you. But yeah, I'm open to gigging, and we're in the process of looking at creating gigs now, you know, for me to perform at and promote. But I'm really interested in doing things like festivals and, you know, quirky stuff. I'm quite a quirky person. So, you know, stuff where I can get to interact with people and meet new and different people. I like lots of different types of music. And so, which is reflected in the music that I end up writing. There's a lot of influences in there, which is why it's kind of hard to place, to say, oh, what's your genre? I have no idea what my genre. My genre is whatever you want it to be. Yeah. So, yeah.
Awesome. So tell me, so where can people follow on social media? Where can they listen to your music, download music?
Well, I'm on all the social media. My handle, I think they call it, or tag or whatever, is at SAHRYA Music. That's the at sign SAHRYA Music MUSIC. So one word. So at SAHRYA Music, and I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, SoundCloud. The songs for sale on all like streaming platforms, such as Spotify, iTunes, all the download sites, Tidal, Bandcamp, all of them. I've been very fortunate, had a lot of support in getting the song out there and available. So for those that like it, I hope they'll kind of appreciate it. As I said, I'm a soul singer, but because I have a soul voice, but I like this song has Midnight Alone is fused with reggae, you know. There are obviously the gospel influences, some of the chords. I love soft rock, Stevie Nicks and stuff like that influence a lot of how I write and what I do. So I just hope that anybody that's listening to it, that they'll enjoy it. And I really appreciate that people are appearing to appreciate my music. And, you know, that's awesome. You know, if people weren't enjoying it, I wouldn't even be on your show right now. And I'm really happy to be here.
Yes.
You know, so that's what it's about. Yeah.
Absolutely. I just want to say, you know, congratulations to your success. And I want to thank you for letting us be part of your journey. I love what you shared and looking to listen to your music. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. And again, you know, thanks for inviting me. Thanks for your time. And all the listeners out there, you know, this is SAHRYA, and she loves you and she's really appreciative of you. And I would just say to everybody, just be safe, be blessed, be kind, be nice, you know?
Absolutely. Thank you, SAHRYA. Remain blessed. And
yes, you too.
We'll see you very soon.
Yes,
across the pond.
Yes, we will. I'm sure we will. Thanks so much. You have a great evening. Take care. Bye.
And she cried. Tears fell from her eyes, and she said she don't want this no more. Ooh, she knows that she's worth more. Sunsets, he's not home. Another midnight again. Day breaks, she carries on, and she smiles, but only for a while. She's so sick of disappointment. She can't take this anymore. And she smiles, only for a while. You don't know what it feels like being alone there when it's way past midnight. Say a prayer, will he be here? Wish you knew what it feels like when I can feel those sweet lips, baby. It's so cold. She needs a melody for way past midnight. Oh, yeah. Sunsets, he's not home. No. Day breaks, she carries on and she smiles, but only for a while. Yeah, she smiles only for a while. Oh, oh, oh. She needs a melody for way past midnight. Oh, oh.
The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.NikkiClarkeNetwork.com.